A lot of times I'm driving, there's nothing to do, and I shuffle through the radio before I unglue. There's a lot of red on ways, it's traffic, I'm screwed, and I'm wired a bit different than a regular dude. It's not a bad thing, I embrace it, it's true. The radio don't stimulate brain chemistry fluid. The Buddha found nirvana and the Four Noble Truths. Through a meditative process, right action he proved. For me, I require the use of a tool, a detector, pin, pointer, shovel, and beach scoop. I'm meant to work the dirt with my history crew, but everywhere I look, my interest taboo. Most people choose Bieber over Tippecanoe. What does a detectorist listen to when the radio is full of bad music and news? I need an alternative for me to peruse. Beyond Sight and Sound gets fantastic reviews. A metal detecting show where my thought bubble brews. Thank you, Josh Kimmel, for inviting me to a detecting dork out with guests like yours truly.
Are you looking for a high-quality beach and sand scoop? Are you trying to take your hunting to the extreme? How about an American-based company that stands behind their product and everything they sell? Then check out our friends over at XTREME Scoops. John has been making scoops for some time now and makes a quality beach and sand scoop to take your hunting to the next level. XTREME Scoops recently released their new sand shredder that works great in the water and on the beach. And if you're a new Equinox user, you may want to check out his Surfmaster X3 that can trap those small targets you new Equinox users are finding out there. XTREME Scoop's company approach is let's do it right. So do it right, buy it once, and go to the extreme. XTREMEScoops.com. That's XTREME scoops.com. Caution. Please do not operate motor vehicles or power equipment while under the influence of this show. Listening to this show could cause side effects such as bouts of laughter, violent binges of cabin fever, and even dreams of silver and gold. Please be advised. Now that the fine print is out of the way, on with the show. All right, we're back and we're live once again. You are listening to Beyond Sight and Sound, metal detecting and treasure hunting radio for all the really cool digging people out there. And as I look into the chat, well, let's just say it's a little hard to follow tonight. I see the Bills are in. Looks like we've got Bills, we've got Mikes, we've got an Ed, we've got Scotty, we've got Nelson. Good grief, we've got Chuck in there. Man, we got some people rolling through. Nice to see. Definitely. Well, we'll see how things roll tonight. Hopefully, the audio sounds okay. We'll see what happens. I don't know. I'm not sure. I may have to, see what's going on. Maybe we can get some feedback in the chat. I don't know. But I can tell Bill that the plugs that Chuck is speaking of is to try and help shaft wobble on the Simplex. Those are the plugs that he is speaking of. Who knows? Shipping is kind of up in arms right now. We don't know what all's going on, what's going where, and believe me, I've got a package that is definitely doing the country tour. I don't know. In speaking with Crazy Spider last night, too, we had also thought that it would be a very wise choice to make sure that these packages that we'll be shipping out is shipped with tracking. Just because of the fact that if we notify you that the package has been shipped and you don't see it in 3 or 4 days, don't fret. Give it a few days. But at least that way we will be able to track the item if we have to. I'm not sure. I don't believe... let's see, the grab bag package, I don't know if Mike will be shipping that with tracking or not, but Mike normally doesn't have any problems with packages getting lost. Neither do we. But just to be on the safe side, I saw a package the other night that was coming out of Nebraska. It made it to Indiana, and in a matter of 6 hours, even though it was coming to Ohio, it went from Indianapolis to North Houston, Texas, to Columbus, Ohio, and back to Indianapolis in 6 hours, and then back to North Houston, Texas. I still haven't received it. Who knows where it is? It stopped off in, I don't know. For all I know, it's off in Iowa having a beer with somebody. So, who knows? We'll see what happens. Either way, though, obviously, links in the description first and foremost. Friends over at Shooters and Prospectors, DETECTEES, Extreme Scoops, TheRingFinders, Crazy Spider Adventures, Detected Outdoors, All Metal Militia, Illinois, Iowa Treasure Hunters, Ohio Metal Detecting, Crazy Spider Adventures on YouTube, Nokta Makro website, Nokta Makro mini commercial. Let's see here. Metal Detecting NYC. That pretty much covers it, and it looks like my chat is not responding normally. Well, hopefully everyone can hear us okay. I don't know. I haven't seen any response in the chat on how the audio sounds, so we'll just hope for the best. Either way, tonight, the July Challenge, the July Challenge did officially end. What is tonight? Sunday. So it ended Friday. No, yeah, it ended Friday. I know what I'm saying. Either way, obviously, all will be revealed tonight along with the winners' names. So, since I still have not noticed any sort of response in the chat on how the audio sounds, let's see. I don't know. I don't know if we're sounding smooth or not. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Either way, tonight we should have, as long as the lines are working, we should have Crazy Spider on with us. How is it going, John?
Hey, I'm excited to be revealing some winners.
Yes, July was a fun month. I mean, really, I've had some fun with this. It's been quite enjoyable.
Yeah, it's definitely something different. It takes your mind off of everything going on in the world and gives you something a little bit different to do outside of the norm.
Right, especially with the way the month of July has been. I don't know if it was the same for you out there, but here in Ohio, it was unseasonably warm. I mean, we were above averages the majority of the month. I think we only had 2 or 3 days where we were normal.
Yes, for sure. And it's been bone dry here, and I haven't been able to dig, and I haven't even bothered with anybody's homes that I already have permission on. The few times I've been out, it's been to parks, and oh man, the dirt is just so dry. But we're digging in areas that are not like manicured lawn areas. They're kind of a ways out away from the beaten path. You know what I mean? And
right.
So I did finally scrounge up enough video to put together a new one here coming up Wednesday. But it's just like bits and pieces, just a couple clips here from one hunt, a couple clips from another hunt. It's been probably over a month now since I've been able to produce a video because COVID has me so far, behind anyway, to where I just don't have the footage this year.
Right, and it's tough. It really is.
Yes, this year has been tough because of it. And then the weather just isn't cooperating either.
No, and obviously for those that caught Wednesday's show, the weather wasn't the only thing that wasn't cooperating. We had there's been some hurdles to go through to get this show off the ground. I think I've had something like 6 hours in changes to systems and everything like that, but so far I think we're doing okay. I don't know. I can't really, like I said, can't really follow the chat, and even if I could follow the chat, I've got something that keeps popping up right in front of it. So, yeah.
Well, hopefully everybody's hearing us.
Yeah, I hope so.
It sounds like the phone line audio is good to go, so that's a good thing.
Yes. So far from what I'm hearing, there are no issues on your end at all, or my end. I don't know. It's all perspective, but your audio is good. Now, hopefully mine is, and we'll see what happens. I don't know. I may have to go back and listen to tonight's show myself to see how things went, although I'm sure at some point Chuck will probably be calling into the show too, and I'm sure he can let us know how we're sounding on that side of things. My chat is really strange tonight. Well, when you switch over to a different system, you're used to seeing one screen, and then you go to a different. It's just like buying a new computer or something. You're used to the old one, you go over to the other one, and everything's in a different location. Nothing looks right to you. You're trying to move things around, and it's and then to top it all off, before you do that, go and jab yourself in the eye with something so you can't hardly see, and see how that goes.
Well, on my end, and I know I'm not on the listener end of it, I'm on the phone end of it, but you sound crystal clear to me, so.
Nice. Good deal. And it looks something about, I don't know, somebody called Barb's name. I don't know what that's all about. I didn't call Barb's name. I don't know. I've got nothing. I know nothing. I've got nothing to do with it. I'm just concerned about what we're doing. And I did catch one post in the chat that said, I don't even care if I win. I just want an answer. So apparently there are people that are going, man, those sneaky guys, what are they wanting? What is the answer here? Maybe we should make them wait a little bit, though.
Can I call you Mr. Fenn?
Right. Oh, it was good, though. We definitely had a lot of fun with it, and
Yeah, you were having a lot of fun with all the little hints here and there. I think you took that puppy and ran with it compared to what I was doing initially there. I just kind of let you do your thing.
Yeah, which means that I'll probably get the majority of the hate mail after the show.
My plan is coming together.
Right, yes, every well-laid plan. Oh, but yes, for those listening, if they were paying attention, we've actually had, well, kind of, or did we, the answer in plain sight, so to speak. I mean, figuratively.
Right.
So, I guess, how do we want to start off with this? Maybe we want to start off explaining the the concept behind it before we go into telling everybody exactly what they were looking for, or the breadcrumb trail of hints that we've left all throughout July on the show?
You're talking like how it came to the light, or how it came to be?
Yeah.
I suppose I will share that.
Well, I mean, we don't have to necessarily make any admissions or anything like that. We can just, because I mean, it you could say it was intentionally put there.
Well, people.
That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Yeah, people, the best of us, even overlook things, and yeah, when this gets revealed, what happened in the video was a complete mistake on my part, and Josh, who I think the text that I got from Josh said something about the blind guy found a mistake in your video, but I'm not sure if it's a mistake. Did you do this on purpose?
Right, like, the irony of the source.
Yep, and I was just like, what in the world are you talking about? Because I had no clue. You try to explain it over text or messenger or something, but I was at work at the time, and I'm trying to figure out what in the world you were talking about. Meanwhile, trying to manage the store, of course. And so I ended up, if I remember right, I called you on the way home, and you had to explain it to me. I'm like, oh my gosh, that is so embarrassing. But we were able to put a little spin on it and turn it into a contest, and it worked out for the betterment of the hobby. So,
right,
it worked out.
And realistically, I mean, you are notorious for working subtle things into your videos to begin with.
Yep. So it worked out, but I will admit it was initially a mistake. I'm human too.
Well, hey, we took a negative and turned it into a positive, I think.
Exactly.
Because I think we weren't the only ones that had fun with this. I think there were a number of people that had fun with it. Barb, I don't know. She may have had some frustration with it. Maybe pulled some hair out or gave her some gray hair stressing over it or something like that. I'm not real sure. I don't know.
Well, she was on my list, so a little gray hair is okay. She's off my list now, though. You're good, Barb.
So yeah, we had discussed this, and we're like, because if I remember right, at the time, I had been the first person to spot this and bring it to your attention.
You were, absolutely.
So it shows I'm watching the videos. It clearly shows that. Without debate. I even went back and had to watch it twice because I'm like, wait a minute, did I see what I think I seen? Is what's going on what I think is going on? Because initially I just figured, hey, he's being subtle again.
So, and as a editor or creator of content like that, I watch those videos over and over to make sure that everything's good and I didn't miss anything. And well, as many times as I saw it, I can't believe I missed that.
And Barb
even creating it initially, I missed it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that was why I was just so embarrassed at myself. But I mean, I'm not embarrassed about it now. I mean, it is what it is.
Right. Yeah, okay, we've had a lot of fun with it. And I see Barb I see Barb in the chat saying, well, from what they're talking about, it sounds like I was way off. I think she was. Oh, but that's the way it goes. That's the way it goes.
Well, Barb, the answer, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson was missing from my video, is a good guess, but not right.
Well, hey, not all of us have the connections we need to make things happen, I guess. I mean, because somebody had even said that, and we kind of, I think we both kind of called this before we even launched the contest, was that someone was going to say that I was missing from the videos.
Yep.
And sure enough, someone had mentioned that, yeah, that's got to be it. You're missing from the videos. Because like I said, there seemed to be some sort of plot here where people with the correct answer would message you, and people with the wrong answer would message me.
Eventually you got one. You got a correct
I did,
answer
yes.
eventually.
Yes,
well, that was
I
good
did.
to see. And,
right,
and
because
honestly,
I was starting to get worried.
Out of everybody, I know some people knew that they didn't have it, and so they just came up with a funny answer, which was great. And I really appreciate the folks that just gave some sort of shot at it. And
yeah, absolutely.
I don't know if you mentioned it yet, Josh, but what we did was the first, second, and third prize, which everybody knew, and then the grab bag, we ended up picking somebody who did not have the right answer, but it was the answer that made us laugh the most. And that was because we appreciated, even though they couldn't figure it out or knew they couldn't figure it out, they still gave it a shot, and making us laugh. That was pretty good. I really like the one we picked.
As a matter of fact, that person, when they initially messaged me, they're like, "Hey, Josh, I'm guessing this probably isn't the right answer, but this is just my icebreaker. This is what I'm saying now, but I'm going to go back and watch the videos again." So that was cool. And it was, you're right. We definitely appreciate everyone that gave it a shot, that went and watched the videos, that sent us the messages, whether they were correct answers or incorrect answers. And some people, I mean, they were very good guesses. And you could say, in a sense, some of them technically were correct, but they were not the answer that we were looking for. Like somebody had mentioned that a barber quarter was missing from the videos. Someone else had mentioned that what was missing in the videos was detecting. They didn't see anybody detecting, only finds being made, which that was kind of comical. That one made me laugh a little bit. And I did get a kick out of someone had messaged and said, "I know what's missing from the videos is a MindLab pinpointer."
That one did make me laugh too.
That was kind of comical. And
when it was recorded, just to clarify, when it was recorded, it was before I was a MindLab guy. And at the time that the video came out, I don't think was announced, or maybe it was right around the time I was announced.
I think it was right around the time, but you figured you had
yep.
videos in storage, basically.
Exactly. And I do, for the record, have a MindLab pinpointer. I did buy one.
Right. So I
want to represent correctly.
It may have been missing from the video, but you do have a MindLab pinpointer. So that was not the answer we were looking for there again.
Yeah, I like the Raz, though. That was pretty good. That made me chuckle.
Right. I think one of them that I kind of got a kick out of, someone had messaged me, and they told me, they said, I'm kind of, I don't know, I'm on the fence here. I'm going to go back and watch the videos again. I saw a Beyond Sight and Sound shirt in the first video, but not in the second video, so I'm not sure if that's it. I don't think so, but I'm going to go back and watch the videos again. So that was kind of, I mean, that shows to me how observant people were being.
Yes, absolutely.
So there were people that were really giving it just one heck of a try.
One other thing I want to mention too is kind of as the month went along, another cool thing that kind of happened, since it was a little bit of a longer contest, was it kind of grew. You know, we had our initial kind of thoughts on what we were doing, and it just grew. And, you know, I have a great amount of appreciation, not only to you, but also, you know, Chuck and Mike for helping out as well with some of those prizes. So that was really cool that it, you know, kind of turned into a little bit of a bigger thing. So
yeah, because that was another thing. I mean, it started out just kind of the two of us collaborating, and hey, wouldn't this be fun to turn into a contest? And you're going, well, I've got a 1 ounce silver round I can put up, and I'll jump in there too. I've got a 1 ounce copper round I can put up, and then I added the silver spider rounds to first, second, and at that point, we had found out that Chuck jumped in with a keeper's box and snake skins, courtesy of Shooters and Prospectors. So we added a silver spider round to third place. And then it grows again, and Mike jumps in with a grab bag, which I guess now would be a good point to mention, if I can, because I'm trying to do this from memory. The grab bag is consisting of, because I don't know that the person that won the grab bag is even listening to the show right now, or the archives, or how they even found out about the contest. But the grab bag consists of items donated by Mike Laquamet from Metal Detecting Central Illinois Facebook group. So check out his group. And it consists of, I believe, and don't shoot the messenger if I'm wrong, I believe 4 decals, 9 blazer buttons inspired by British military, 5, I think, marbles, 4 solid color regular marbles, and the 5th one is a red, white, and blue shooter marble, 3 lapel or hat pins, 2 silver war nickels, a Rosie, so there's a silver dime, and it doesn't even stop there, a 40% Kennedy half. That's a heck of a grab bag. I mean, that just about outdoes the, probably about outdoes second and third place. I don't know if it outdoes first, because that Rube sounds like some pretty tasty stuff.
Oh, it's good. I did try out that peppercorn, that bourbon peppercorn. Oh, it's tasty.
And that's another thing. I mean, first place was growing while this contest was growing, because it started out just being a 1 ounce silver round. We added the silver spider round to it. You added, I want to say, Rube steak sauce and seasoning mix, I believe, correct?
Three different seasonings.
Wow. I mean, somebody's, for the people that won, these are all nice prize packs, I think.
Yes, absolutely. And like I said, it's very generous by the three of you joining me on the prizes, and I appreciate that.
Well, and we certainly appreciate being involved. We're glad to be involved. I don't know what's going on in the chat. I just see where Chuck says, "Me? Why me?" I'm not
They're
sure
probably
what
getting
happened.
ornery, waiting to hear what the answer is and who the winners are. They're probably starting to
right. Yeah,
that a bit a little bit here.
Yeah, that could be too. Maybe they're all trying to grill Chuck for the answer or something. 40% better than, yeah. It's 40%'s just fine. I mean, that's a nice prize pack. So we greatly appreciate Mike and his donation from Metal Detecting Central Illinois. The group just recently broke 1,000 members, so congratulations to Mike and his group. We do appreciate.
Mike, that's awesome.
Yeah, we do. I mean, that's a milestone. We do appreciate Chuck's involvement in the contest as well. I'm sure he's having fun with it. And I think most importantly, we appreciate everyone who went and checked out your videos, at least trying to figure out what the solution to the problem was, whether they sent a message or not. I
Absolutely.
mean, they so still participated.
We got other people's mind kind of off the world right now, doing something like this. At the same time, it got our mind off of it too, because we were on the other end of it, running it.
Right. And we've found out that we've had so much fun with this in July that Chuck and I are already talking that we're going to have to figure out something for August. We'll see what happens. Let's see how much hate mail I get from this one first. But I guess basically we can say that the clues have been in front of people the entire time, in a sense. From the night we launched the contest on the show, we had a little bit of subtle things going on in the thumbnail that we've carried out throughout the month of July, pretty much. We did switch. We're using the image that you did up showing first place for tonight. So it's got the 1 ounce silver buffalo round. It's got the silver spider round. It's got the Rube's steak sauce and seasoning. All of that is in the thumbnail for tonight. But we kept that up through the whole month. I was dropping hints throughout the episodes. Maybe they were in the links in the description one night. Maybe they were in the title of the show one night. Maybe they were something that was said during the show. But we always maintained that, there are clues there. Or are there? What are you looking for? Or are you looking for something? Maybe you've got the answer. Maybe you don't. And we wanted everyone to private message the answers instead of putting it in a public comment. That way, this was something we could continue to have fun with. This was something that it couldn't be ruined that way or anything. So it keeps everybody trying and keeps the answers different and unique. And I think we pulled it off okay.
I think so too.
So, I guess we've made them wait long enough. Do we want to announce what the riddle was and the solution to the riddle first, or do we want to announce a couple of the winners first?
Let's do third place.
Okay.
And then we will give the answer. And we'll do second. Or actually, let's do the grab bag first. Since
that's easy. I remember his name.
Yep, we'll do that first since that's an incorrect answer, and then we'll give the answer, and then we'll do first, second, third. How's that sound?
Okay. So we decided that the grab bag would go to someone who had made a guess. It wasn't necessarily the correct answer, but it did give us a good laugh. And that winner, the winner of the grab bag, is actually Joel Byler, right here in Ohio, actually. He had sent a message and said, hey, this, I'm sure it's probably not the right answer, but this is my guess to break the ice. I'll go back and watch the videos. But what's missing in the videos is no women detecting.
That caught me off guard, and that was good. So hard. That was really good.
that was. I did like that. It shows there again. They were being observant. They were really paying attention to the video. And when you don't know where to look or what you're looking for, it was really interesting to see some of these answers that people were coming up with.
Yeah, and it made me laugh, just to clarify, because I don't want to get scalped over it. Not because there's a lack of women, because, there's plenty of women metal detectorists. It's just, in my mind, I went to some of the female metal detectorist YouTube channels, and they grow so much faster compared to me, and I wonder why. And it just made me laugh. I'm like, okay, we know what you want to see.
Right, yeah. I mean, it's not, and I'm sure that they didn't send the message in any sort of a
No, nothing like that.
sexist context or anything like that, nor are we. It's just
Right.
that was interesting, though. I mean, the guy's looking, he's like, hey, wait a minute, I know what's missing. There's no women detecting.
And honestly, he's right. There's not.
That's right. He was right.
There are some ladies in detecting the heartland that eventually I hope that are in my video at some point.
Right. They just weren't in these two videos. So in a sense, that is correct, just like no barber quarter. But that was not the answer we were looking for. That was not the solution to the riddle of what is missing in the videos. So, yes, the grab bag goes to Joel Byler. And I will probably have to contact him through Messenger after the show to get his shipping information so I can forward that on to Mike, because I'm not sure that he is listening. I'm not sure that he is in the chat. I am not following the chat necessarily. So we will get that message out to him that, hey, it was a good try, but that wasn't it. And he did try to make another guess, but that was, miss it by an inch, miss it by a mile. Even they might as well have been lobbing hand grenades at that point. So that one just kind of, thanks for your participation.
He was on to where we were going with the force fin hints, but
he
didn't have the answer. He didn't have the answer.
That's right. That's right.
So that's a good segue. That's a good segue. We can talk about the hint.
That's what I thought. And
yep.
So for those wondering, what are these hints that they kept talking about? Well, somebody had messaged me and said, I'm guessing it's got something to do with the letter S. And if people stop and think about it, because how we had mentioned earlier, hey, we're only human, we make mistakes. I've made typos before that I've had to go back and fix after the show. So for a lot of people, they may have been assuming it was another typo. So that's, and I really don't know how that was perceived by people that were trying to find the hints or follow the videos, because, I mean, I can't, like when the person messages me and says, I'm guessing it has something to do with the letter S, I can't make any sort of response one way or the other, because then I'm coaching them.
Exactly. So that was correct, that it has to do with letter S. But that wasn't the answer.
But that's not the answer. Correct. So, I guess now is probably as good a time as any to tell people what was missing in the two videos that we wanted as an answer for a solution to the riddle.
Drum roll, please.
Right.
You don't have that queued up? Oh,
no,
gosh,
I'm on a different system here tonight.
All right. So after viewing it 58 times and not catching it, I misspelled the word subscribe on that little video clip. There's an S that's missing in the word subscribe.
Yep. That's it.
And it ran a grand total of 2 times in those 2 videos. Josh saw it the first time, thought I was up to something. Saw it the second time, and he's like, "Wait a minute."
Right, because Yeah, because at that point I'm going, well, I do YouTube videos too. I know what you're up to here. You did this transition. You've probably got it saved on the computer somewhere, and you're just adding it into the video at this point and not even realizing. And I know, as a YouTuber, occasionally myself, I can sit there, I watch that video 6, 8, 10, 12, who knows how many times before I upload it. And it just makes it that much more frustrating when I've got it uploaded, it's public, everybody's watching it, and I happen to go through to watch it, and I see something and go, oh my God, how could I have done that?
It's one of those mind tricks, like every now and then you'll see it on Facebook where it gives a phrase, and then the line after it says, I bet you didn't realize you saw that you read the word that twice in that sentence. And then you go back and look and the word is there twice. And you're like, how in the world did I miss that?
Yeah, exactly. Almost kind of like a Rorschach test or something,
Right.
You look at it so many times and then you start to see different things. And then you're not even sure if you were seeing what you were trying to begin with.
Yep. So people have to subscribe to my video or to my channel.
Right. Yeah. And there again, like I said, you're known for doing subtle, very, very good, very subtle things in your videos that people really have to be observant for to catch sometimes. So the first time I saw it, I'm like, okay, he's up to something. And then the second time I saw it, I'm like, oh, I kind of struggled with myself because I'm like, do I even mention this? Because I don't want to ruin a contest. If this is like a preemptive thing to a contest that he's going to run, I don't want to screw anything up. And it's like, well, I'll just send him a message. We'll do it that way. That way, if I'm screwing something up, I can go, oh, okay, well, I'll keep my mouth shut. But then we wound up turning it into a contest. So I guess it was good that I sent you the message.
In our conversation, we saved my bacon. So I was able to keep playing those videos because they were doing pretty decent.
Right,
but,
and continue
looking back at it. Right. And looking back, I'm going to be honest about what happened. Oh, well, it happens.
But we turned it into a very cool kind of Easter egg hunt, I think.
Yes.
Because it was solvable. We were getting messages right after the first episode, I think. Shortly after we launched the contest, you had already had a couple of correct answers. And we've got Chuck on with us.
Yeah, I was still on the air with Barb, I believe, when I had those. I had a couple of different people already messaging in.
Well, am I supposed to call in if I win or what?
Well,
which means
you
have
don't.
to hang up now.
I guess I do. 80 caller or something like that, right?
Well, hey, at least your audio is resolved tonight. I did get that fixed.
Good. You fixed it then, didn't you?
Yeah, that's a story for another episode.
Okay, we'll leave it be. But even Frank, he calls me up. He says, "You sounded terrible." And I said, "Well, I had no control over it."
Right, and neither did I at that point. But we've taken control of the reins again, and we're giving her hell.
Cool.
We're trying anyway. So hopefully everything's sounding okay on the listening side of things.
It has been. It's nice and clear and crisp. Everybody noted that tonight. It was very good. I told them, give me a chance later. I'll call in and see if I can screw that up.
So Chuck, you got to do what I'm doing. Keep your phone very still. Do not touch any buttons, and everything will be okay.
There you go.
There you go. But yeah,
are we ready for a third place winner?
Sure, why not? I forget who third place was now.
I got everything right in front of me here, buddy. I got you. So third place is a guy that just cannot lose anytime he enters a contest. And when his name popped up, I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm like, yet again.
Right, and I didn't know who the names were necessarily,
Yeah,
because
well,
we
can
kept
talk
that all
about
on
that,
John's
too.
side.
Yep. So Josh picked the number for the line that I put the people on. So he had no idea who he was assigning numbers to, and then we did a random number generator to come up with our first, second, and third. And that's how we did it. So that was
Right.
fair
So this
between,
was truly randomized.
Yeah.
And when John mentioned to me third place, I told him, I said, if I had realized his name was in there, I would have told you, watch, he's going to be a winner, because the guy always wins.
So how many people are already trying to guess who it was in the chat? I don't have a chat.
I got to guess.
I got
go for it.
What's the go guess? For it?
Yeah, go
Ed
for
Olson.
it.
You're
That's
correct.
right.
Ed Olson, third place.
Oh, man. Ed, I think I might even have your address around here somewhere.
He's a lucky guy. I mean, the only way I can see him losing is if Chicago Ron enters. Because he's just as lucky, or luckier. But yeah, Ed Olson, he gets third place, so he gets a Garrett Keeper's Finds box and snakeskin, courtesy of yourself and Shooters and Prospectors, and I'll also have to get his address.
I didn't give him choice of colors. Should I send him the pink one? Now, I'm not watching the screen. I don't want to see all the hate mail. But maybe I should just send him a pink and gray one. That's the color of them.
Right.
But there's black and yellow and red and black and green and black and, red and white, blue and white.
I was going to say, I don't know Ed well enough, but he possibly would want the Hawkeye colors, the black and yellow. I'm not sure if he's a Hawkeye fan or not.
Well, I'm not watching the screen right now. I'm sitting
I don't
out here.
know.
I had to put a dog out.
I know that he had been in the chat earlier, I believe. I don't know if he still is or not.
And the comments earlier, if you scroll back and read them, we all might. Somebody put up there, while we're all going home, Ed's here.
Yeah, see, I mean, I like I said, I didn't even know that he had entered. Any correct entries I got, I just forwarded the name to John.
I guess you need to reword that. When has he not ever entered?
That is true, because anytime I see that he's entered a contest, I'm going, well, I might as well not even bother, because Ed's going to win.
This is all in fun, Ed. You're lucky. That's all there is to it.
Oh, just tell him, Ed, there's a difference between luck and being good. Yes, congratulations to Ed. That was good. And hey, he was being observant. He solved the riddle. So for you armchair treasure hunters out there, look out, because Ed may be pretty wicked on that too. We'll see. Right. Yeah. So let's see. I know? I'm almost certain I saw second place in the chat.
Yeah, if you remember who it is, go for it, Josh.
Yeah.
Is that a yes you do remember or no?
That's yes, I'm working on that. Nelson Sauter.
Very good, yes.
All right. Mark one up for me. I got it. But yes, Nelson Sauter, he took second place. So he gets the 1 ounce copper Zomboff and a silver spider round. Not bad. And if I don't remember if I mentioned or not, but I will have to get Ed's address as well, because he also gets a silver spider round for third place, because first, second, and third place all got the silver spider round too.
Yes, sir.
And John even got a silver spider round.
They are awesome.
Yes, they are. They are pretty cool. And I do see Ed is in the chat, and he says pink would be fine. No, I'm kidding. He says, congratulations, Nelson. Oh, we're just having too much fun with this.
He can PM me and we'll chat about the color of that, and we'll have fun with it.
Right, yes. Ed, PM Chuck your shipping information, and PM me your shipping information as well, or just PM it to Chuck and Chuck will get it to me. Either way, you've got 2 packages coming in because Chuck doesn't have the spider round I do. I should have mailed it out to Chuck, but yeah, that's still sitting here.
I don't know if it'd make my mailbox.
Right. So, yeah.
I literally had a shipment last week. They called me and said, it's between the building and the garbage can.
Oh, wow. And Ed's in the chat saying I did say pink was fine.
That's funny.
Oh. But yeah, just PM Chuck and you guys can get the color figured out, whether it's pink or what you would like, and I'm sure
black and yellow if he is a Steelers or a Hawkeye fan.
Right, yeah. And it looks like Nelson says that he had to watch the videos 2 or 3 times to catch it, but he caught it. And obviously we know he caught it because that's he was second place. And I agree, Bill. I like the way that Viper looks. I'm going to have to order one of them. But, yeah, third place was Ed. Second place was Nelson. So Nelson will have to PM me because I am in possession of the Copper Zom buff and the Silver Spider round. Matter of fact, I've got the Zom buff laying on the desk right here so I can get it in an envelope and get it out to him this week. And do we want to do first place?
Yeah, we can. So congratulations,
that one...
Ed. Congratulations, Nelson. And yes, first place was the 1 ounce silver round and the little spider round, the Rube's steak sauce, and the 3 different Rube's seasonings. I believe it's a potato type seasoning, a steak seasoning, like a steak rub, and then a peppercorn.
Right.
What was it? Bourbon peppercorn.
Yeah, bourbon peppercorn. See, and I don't know. We've talked about grilling on the show before and food, and for me, I think I'd be fine just winning the Rube steak sauce and seasoning. You know.
I've never tried that either. I will.
And
yeah, it's from here in Iowa, Chuck.
Yeah, I was going to say, for those who don't know, maybe you'd like to explain what Rube's
black and yellow too, right?
What's that?
I said, I suppose it's probably black and yellow in color.
No, it's not. It has a classic steakhouse design to it. Next time I'm down that way, Chuck, I'll bring you some. I have a bunch of it. And Josh, you may get a package.
Yeah, you could. You could drop it off to him when you pick up your book.
All right, you guys got too excited and you're both talking at the same time.
You could drop it off to Chuck when you pick up your book from him.
Oh, does he owe you a package too?
No, you want a book.
Oh, yeah. No, that's what I'm saying is, when I get down that way, I'll drop some off to him. And then, Mike, if I don't remember if I have your info too, I'm assuming you're in the chat. If you want to send me your info too, I'll get you out some as well as a thank you for all 3 of you for participating in this.
Holy cow, we're all winners tonight. Well, some of us are.
Surprise!
Sounds good. That sounds good. Thank you, John.
Yeah,
okay, so
I
without
look
further ado,
that.
We still have a first place winner to announce here, guys.
That's
so
right.
Without further ado, I don't believe he normally is on the chat.
No, I'm not familiar with his name at all.
Yep, I don't know if he participated through the archives or if he participated through the Crazy Spider Adventure page. I'm not 100% sure, but it is Hunter Kilgore. from Alabama. So I'll get in touch with him, and he'll be getting the first place package from me.
Wow.
And we'll also make sure to do a post after the show too for people who weren't listening. Maybe they see it, maybe they don't. I don't know, but that way people know that winners were in fact announced. And
Yep.
I think another one of the cool things about this, I mean, yeah, okay, Ed won, but we see his name come up in about every contest I see on Facebook. I'm kidding. But Hunter and Joel, they've never won off of the show before. They've never won through a Beyond Sight and Sound contest before. So this was an interesting collaboration. It brought in people from different areas.
Yeah, it did.
Really cool.
He's a lot of new names and people on there, and that's good. That's fun. And we're going to have to do one here in the future, you guys, where we do a rolling stock type of thing where we start with like maybe a silver coin, and then if no one can make the call in that night, if they're drawn, it rolls over to the next show and see what happens with that and keep the rolling going. And, you could get a nice little pot of old coins that way too.
That's kind of cool.
Wow.
Kind of like the lottery. Somebody doesn't have to win the lottery ticket. It keeps building.
Yeah, it's like the Powerball for metal detectorists.
Yeah.
There you go. That's something we'll work on.
Hey, and down the road, I'd be interested in doing another Forrest Fenn type video contest too. That'd be kind of fun again.
Oh, that's cool.
This has, I do have to say that. I mean, it's sometimes when somebody hits me with an idea for a contest, or sometimes it's not even that. Sometimes I get an idea for a contest and I'm going, oh, but do I really want to do that? That's going to be a lot of work again. But this, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. Really enjoyed it.
Yeah, and it'll be more enjoyable next time because it will be a planned thing instead of a mistake that turned into a plan. And we can get extra creative with it that way.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I don't know. The hate mail may be starting already if they're going, wait a minute, this wasn't planned and it was like this. Oh, good Lord. What are we going to do when they plan it? But
Mr.
it
Chuck, I
has.
forgot to tell you in that video, sir.
I'm sorry?
You will be in Wednesday's video. I forgot to tell you that.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, that's right.
Yep. So we have Chuck as a guest in that video, as well as a little bit more Casey as well.
Cool. We'll have some fun with that.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
there you
We'll
go.
have some fun with that. I think we need to do one on a best find story that somebody has to call in and keep it rolling along for a while for something. You know what I'm saying? And somehow get some independent voters other than Josh and me and John giving us the input for the best detecting story.
That'd be cool too.
Yeah, that would
that's
be.
something
We
let it roll along a little while and have you callers out there get on the phone and tell us your best story. Whether it's funny or whatever, we'll work on that.
Right.
I think it would be awesome to hear more people talking on the show.
Yeah.
I really enjoy when we get different people on.
Yeah. And there's some guys out there that have made some awesome finds and awesome returns and hard luck stories, like somebody maybe dragging their coil connector for a couple hundred miles.
Remember that, John. It doesn't work very well to hang your coil cable out of your Jeep when you're driving to work or wherever you're going to go detect. Learn from
the warranty does not cover that.
Learn from the experience of those who have gone before you.
That's right. That's just one of them. There's a lot of them out there that we don't get to hear. Losing things in the field. I've done that.
Yeah. Hey, and I can tell you, I know of people who have messaged me and related stories of, we laugh about the coil cable, although I'm sure it wasn't very funny to them at that particular point in time, but we can laugh about it now. And
yes.
You think that's bad. I have heard of people that, I was in a rush. I was throwing all my gear in my vehicle because I wanted to get home or I wanted to get out to the hunt site. And I jump in and I put the vehicle in gear and then I heard crunch. I just ran over my CTX. Or I just ran over my Equinox. Or, insert name here. It happens.
Well, guy recently had cleaned the car out for his daughter. They were giving her the car. She turned 16, first day of driving, and left it propped up on the back of the car, said he had everything out of there, and she hopped in the car and backed over his Equinox.
Ouch.
Oh.
That's not good. That's heartbreaking.
Fortunately, it did not get the control box, but it did the coil. Major damage.
The shaft. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Things like that happens to us all. And after a certain length of time, all you can do is go, oh, Lord, but it did happen, and you can kind of laugh at it. But there are things, and
we're probably going to give John nightmares tonight now.
Yeah.
And I don't know, maybe Chuck recalls. I don't know if John does or not. I want to say not this last Halloween, but the Halloween before. We did a show of, what was your spookiest detecting story or just your strangest, your eeriest find or whatever. And we had a Morgan silver dollar up for grabs, independently judged. I wasn't involved with the judging or anything. And the person that won had won with the story of finding a prosthetic eye.
What?
Yeah. That was because
I found a partial.
He has never called in to the show before, but he called in that night, and as he started talking, I could recognize the voice. And as he started into his story, I'm like, oh, I know where this is going. This is going to be good because I saw the post of the find. And sure enough, that's where he went. And he's like, how strange is that to cut the plug and look down in the hole and see an eye looking up at you?
Oh, man.
I mean, we had, and this was just on a regular episode one night. We had somebody, we had asked them what was one of the strangest things that they had found. And they said that they had gotten just a slamming signal by a tree. They needed some help digging it up. And when they get down there, they find out that it's a metal toolbox. And they happen to roll the toolbox over, and they could hear something rattle. And that's when they notice on the bottom of the toolbox an epitaph for a cat named Hamburger.
Okay.
And they were the one guy was actually so worked up over it. He's like, man, they went home. He's like, man, we got to go back. We got to go back. We got to rebury that. right where it was found, because I don't think they had reburied it at that point. So here they are at like 11 o'clock at night on this property, trying to properly rebury the remains of Hamburger the cat that was in a toolbox.
I don't think I've ever heard of an animal named Hamburger.
Well,
Yeah.
that adds to it.
Right.
I'm sorry. That's funny.
So
You
there,
can't make that up, man. That's plain and funny.
right. So there are just a couple examples. I mean, you never know what people are gonna find.
That's right.
That's something else. Wow.
I know of one gent that found a canister of ashes. That was
yeah, I have heard of a few people doing that. Or, and especially, like coastal water hunters, it's not all that uncommon for mortuary tags to pop up.
Yep. So
I was gonna say some of the water hunters, like the river hunters, like Dolmady and some of those other guys that are out there river diving. I think I've seen. It seems like a couple times a year at least they come across the little urns.
Right.
Well, a few years ago, south of us, when we had all these high waters, literally a fair-sized cemetery, a good-sized cemetery, actually a portion of it caved out from the river eating under it, and there were several coffins recovered, and they still think there's at least a dozen out on the river here somewhere that are to be found.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Well, it goes to show you just never know what that next target could be. Dig carefully.
That would unsettle you.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we had a situation arise here a couple of years ago that a area that I had been frequently hunting, the weather had warmed up. It was springtime. I hadn't made it back out to that area yet. Thankfully, I hadn't. And I had been out hunting nearby, just not that area. And I happened to come back home and I hear it all over the news that there had been remains found in that area that I had been hunting frequently. I just hadn't been there since the thaw. And I kept telling people, I'm like, well, that's unfortunate, but I'm glad that I wasn't the guy that ran across it, because, you're standing there and the cops are going to be saying, so what were you doing out here? Oh, well, I was just digging around. Yeah, you're carrying a pretty sharp digger there, and these remains just so happen to be dismembered. We're going to want to talk to you a little bit. Your day's done. Your day's done. And they, actually, that is still an ongoing open case for our area.
Wow.
So you just, you got to be careful out there. I mean, I can remember a story years back now of a gentleman out in California, I believe it was, hunting along the side of a highway. And many of us remember the old Casio calculator watches.
Yeah.
He got a nice signal, and he dug down, and sure enough, he saw a watch there, and he went to pull it out of the ground, only it didn't move. And it was the plate on the back of that watch that set his machine off. And that solved a 14-year missing persons case.
Whoa.
So
that's something. 3 years ago, Clinton, Iowa, they used to be there was area there that they built the clearinghouse on, the Nielsen clearinghouse, where all the coupons went to and darn near in the United States to be cleared there. And then the county bought it, and it's now the county admin building. And huge oaks all over. It was an old area. There had been an old farm up on top in there and parked down along the side of the hill. And I hunted it frequently, and up on the top also along that edge. They went in and decided to clear it and put more parking in for the admin and people coming and going from the county building. And lo and behold, they started doing the work and bulldozing, taking trees out, and human remains were coming up infrequently. It was the earliest known cemetery in Clinton County, but they said they had everybody removed to another area. Evidently, they missed a few.
Right.
Oh, no.
Yeah, they said they had everyone removed, or did they?
It was on the news, and I'm like, oh, my God. I didn't know it had been a cemetery. I knew it had been a park. Yeah. And that brought everything to a screeching halt. They had to go do some work on it, said they were cleared. They'd found, well, what happened is the one driver was dozing. He saw something roll off the edge of a blade, stopped, looked at it, and got off, and then got pretty unnerved because it was a human skull.
Right, yeah, that's it. I'm done for the day.
And,
yep.
Yep. Those type of stories. So be thinking of your stories when this thing pops up. I'll work with John and Josh there, and we'll see what we can come up with maybe we can do a couple of them, the best detecting story, or as we get to October, your spookiest detecting story again. Maybe we'll have something for that.
Yeah, we had some good stories on that particular episode. There were a couple of them, and it was really odd too, because I had gotten a phone call, I believe actually that night after the show, from a person. They're like, oh my God, you're not going to believe this, but I've just got to share it with somebody. And they had wound up relating a story to me off air. And I'm like, wow, that's like lightning striking or something. You know, we just did a show about this. You listened to the show, and now these eerie things are happening for you. That's wow.
So, well, I'm going to get out of here, gentlemen. You have a fine night. Thanks for letting me call in. Josh, John, take care. We'll hook up together here shortly. Good picture, by the way, there on the Detectspert.
Yes, it was.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you for your participation.
Hey, no problem. And we'll have some fun out there. Everybody have a great night. Take care.
There you go. Thanks for the call,
all
Chuck.
Right. See you later, all. Bye-bye.
Well, what do you think, John? We've announced our winners. Congratulations to all of them. Hunter Nelson, Ed, and Joel.
Yep.
It's been a good contest.
Congratulations to all of them, and I'm ready to finish my laundry and have some dinner finally.
I think that sounds like a plan for me too, but we do really appreciate everyone's participation in all of this. It was fun. It really was. I had a good time.
I hope
this
everybody
contest.
had a blast.
And I think some of them, maybe not all of them, but I think there were quite a few that did have a good time with it. And it goes to show they're being observant, because there were a number of people that they got what we were putting down as far as hints and everything, and definitely good to see for sure. I guess if you don't have anything else to add, why don't you hang in there with me for a minute and we'll get on out of here.
Sounds good.
All right. Well, congratulations once again to the winners. Thanks to everyone for their participation, whether it was on the side of contributing prizes or whether it was on the side of participating, watching the videos, trying to enter a guess or a correct answer, and participating in the show tonight. Wednesday was definitely a little on the rough side, and we appreciate everyone for hanging in there. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what the issue is, but so far tonight everything seems like it's been smooth. I'll check the archive and see how it goes, but I think we're through this one. So luckily, once again, we do occasionally have some technical issues, some glitches, but ours seems to be minimal, I guess you could say. But boy, when it happens, it happens. So until the next one, well, I don't know when the next one's going to be. We're going to be in the 70s this week. I may need some mental health. So we'll see what happens. If you enjoyed the show tonight, or the contest, make sure and throw us a like. Congratulate the winners, and get out there and try to dig something. If you can, post up those photos. You know how we love to see them. We'll catch everyone on the next one. Have a wonderful evening, folks. We're going to roll.